one of my recent videos, I mentioned that I have a lot of knickknacks around my house, trinkets that have a sentimental value to me. And I mentioned that one of them is related to Magic the Gathering. In particular, it's a Magic the Gathering card, and I wanted to show that off to you guys. So the origin of how I got this card, and it is one of the first Magic the Gathering cards I ever had possession of. It's not one that I purchased for myself or that was purchased for me by a parent. It's actually a card that a classmate in 6th or 7th grade, maybe 8th grade, I can't recall, I want to say 7th grade. So that would have been, let's see, I would have been 11 or 12, so we're talking like 1999, maybe the year 2000. She brought these into class. I think they were her older brothers, and he like let her bring some into class. And it was just a random bunch of Magic the Gathering cards, and none of us had ever seen Magic the Gathering. We were playing Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh, I think, at that time. And so Magic the Gathering is like a whole nother level of maturity above that, both in complexity and the design of the cards. The art is more mature, there's like blood and violence and partial nudity. It's a totally different thing compared to Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh. And so we were all enamored with these cards that she had just laid out on a desk. We didn't know how any of them worked or what the wording or the numbers meant. We just knew they were super cool. And she let us keep some of them. Like, she just randomly let us take them home to be like a good friend. And I remember there were 3 cards in particular that I brought home. I know one of them was Immolation. I think it was Immolation. And the artwork is like 3 fiery figures, like, you know, humanoid figures burning, like silhouettes on the image, and it's a red card. Another one was a black card that's like a minotaur skull with feathers or arrows in it. I can't remember what that card was. And the third one is this card that I have right here. And I've held on to this card, and I'm not just saying this is another copy of that card. This is that card. I can't remember the name of the set that it's from, but this is Rancor. This is the Magic the Gathering card Rancor. I keep it in this frame. I think this one is from the first set that the card appeared in. It's not necessarily a good card or a rare card or anything like that. For anyone who wants to know, it costs 1 green. It's an enchant creature, and it says enchanted creature gains +2/+0 and trample. When Rancor is put into a graveyard from play, return Rancor to its owner's hand with the flavor text, hatred outlives the hateful. So I've had this in my set of Magic cards in a box, in a deck somewhere, ever since I was 11 or 12 years old, and now I have it in a frame in my basement. I would love to, like, I don't know, get the artist or something to sign the card if I could ever figure out a way to meet them, if they're still around and still alive, which I assume they would be. But I apologize. My children are upstairs being horrible to my wife. I need to wrap up these videos and get up there to help. But yeah, so I have this. Like I said, I would keep it on my desk at my office so that people would walk by and anybody who knew Magic the Gathering would go, "Oh, you play Magic?" And I could go, "Well, maybe not so much anymore, but I do game. Do you game?" And it was kind of like an introductory, like a nerd bat signal where you can put it out there and anybody who knows what it is, when they see it, will know they can talk to you about certain categories of things, certain topics. And now that I don't work in an office that much, and actually when I do go into the office, I actually have my own office, so nobody sees my desk anyways, really. I have it at home. I have it in my game room, and it stays in here. I have other copies of the card that I have in old decks lying around, and new decks. And I think I actually went and figured out what set or what deck from what set this card is from. I really wish I could remember that. The symbol is a hammer, like a sledgehammer. And I used to know off the top of my head what it was from, but now I can't remember. But I had gone out at one point and bought the actual deck from the pre-con deck from the set that this came out in, so I could have it. So I do have other copies of it, and it's been reprinted in a bunch of sets since then. But this is, I think, the original set that it came out in, and this is my original copy of the card. So yeah, another cool one that I keep around that means a lot to me, that has a fun story behind it, but that was one of the first things that helped pull me into Magic the Gathering, because then when I got older, I wanted to actually play the game that the card came from and understand how it works. So I think when I got into 8th grade or maybe a freshman in high school, I really got into Magic the Gathering. And that was sort of the entryway into gaming in general. And from there, I got into D&D and 40K, and then other tabletop games, other RPGs, then board games, and all kinds of stuff, and it hasn't stopped since then. But yeah, so that's another really important little trinket that I have down in my game room that I hold on to, that has a nice, fun story behind it, and sort of is one of the core root reasons behind a major component of my life, which is gaming. Anyways, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have any other questions about other games that I've played, or my time playing Magic the Gathering, or anything like that, feel free to ask down below. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.